A few weeks ago, I decided I wanted to upgrade my sights on my Glock 34. So after doing a bunch of research, I ended up deciding that I would get a Dawson adjustable rear and fiber optic front. I went to the Dawson site, and they of course had a table, told you what size sights to, what particular model of sights to order. So I ordered what it said on the website, and they came relatively quick. I got them installed. When I went to the range to sight them in, I had to have the rear sight all the way down, and I was still hitting about half an inch to an inch high. So I called Dawson Precision and told them what the problem was. They had me turn the rear sight up one full turn and then resight the gun. I shot some groups at 45 feet, and my groups were 3.5 to 4 inches high. So then I called Dawson Precision, gave them the information, and I had figured how much taller. In the meantime too, I had figured that I needed about a 50 thousandths higher front sight. I called them. They concurred that 50 thousandths was correct. They were out of stock of that size, but they made one specifically for me and mailed it out at no charge. Dawson has a perfect impact policy. If your sight does not hit point of impact, point of aim, they will send you replacement sights until you can get point of aim, point of impact. So I got the new sight the other day, and I decided when I changed the sight, I'll go ahead and do a little video. The front sight is all tightened on with Loctite, so I am going to have to heat it up to get it off, and we'll go from there. The Dawson sights came, and they sent me the correct size. I had a 335 tall, and they sent me a 385 tall, which should correct my sights for 3.5 to 4 inches at 45 feet. In the packaging, they have an aluminum wrench for removing Glock sights. Also in the package is the sight itself, and I don't know if you can see them. There are some extra fiber optic rods in there. So because this front sight is already Loctited on, I'm going to have to heat it up to get the old one off. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to use a hair dryer to heat it up. Yeah, we'll see if that's good enough or not. I'm going to have to heat it a little more. I'm going to go get a different wrench. I don't particularly care for the little aluminum one. Okay, I got this heated up. Let's see if we can get it off. Yeah, I guess that was enough heat. Just unscrew. This is going to be hard to see, I know. On the 34, the slide is real long, so there's a hole in the bottom of the slide. Screw came out and fell out, so we're good to go. And I did Loctite. I did put a little bit of Loctite on the base of the sight too, so I guess I'm going to have to give this a little squeeze to get that to break loose too. There we go. Alright, we're good to go. Got the old sight off. We put the screw back in the sight so I don't lose it. Yeah, my old fingers are not very nimble working with small stuff here, but so just bear with me a moment or two. Okay, now that we got the old sight off, we need to make sure that the sight hole here is clean, free of oil, all that stuff on both the inside and the outside. So you can use rubbing alcohol, which is what most people tend to use. I personally prefer to use lacquer thinner. I think some rubbing alcohol does, it's not pure alcohol. It does have a little bit of, I don't know, some kind of oilish substance in it. So take a Q-tip, whether you use alcohol or lacquer thinner, whatever, go ahead and clean the whole top of the slide. For the Dawsons, the sight pretty much covers the whole top section here. So go ahead and clean it all good with either alcohol or lacquer thinner, and then make sure it's good and dry. I'm going to use some canned air to make sure it's all dried off. And then we need to clean the sights too, the sight and the sight screw. Make sure there's no oil in the screw hole, the bolt hole, if you want to call it that, and on the little bolt too. So I'll just dip it in my little thing of lacquer thinner here. Blow it off, make sure it's dry. Get my little screw out of here. And we'll do the same thing. Dry it off good. If you've got an air compressor, that's good too, but I don't have an air compressor right here. So now that we've got it all cleaned, I'm just going to give it a little test fit here. Make sure everything's fine. Yeah, it should go on there good. Now, Dave Dawson from Dawson Precision suggests using Loctite 271. So that's what I've been using. but you don't want to drench the whole thing in Loctite. So I'll put a little dollop of 271 there. And then with a toothpick, I'm going to dip the toothpick. I'll dip the toothpick in the Loctite. And then put some on the top of the slide. And then we're going to put a little bit on the screw. I don't want to dump the whole screw in there. I just get a little bit on the tip of a couple of threads. So I got a little forceps tool here. And so they don't end up getting a ton of Loctite on it. I guess I didn't get enough on there. I can't see it very well. And then we'll set that screw in a wrench. And we got to put the sight on. When you put the sight on, make sure the side with the serrations, it's got little serrations on it. Make sure that side, of course, is facing towards you on the pistol. I think I might have lost my Loctite. I'll give it another little dollop or two here with the having a heck of a time today. And we got to kind of do this upside down, so that the so that I don't drop the nut out of the wrench. Can't get this to where you can see it good on a camera. There we go. Now, before you tighten it up good, you want to make sure that the front blade is straight. And because there is a little bit of slop, I'm sure you can't see this, but there is just a little bit of slop. About a 1/1000th on the sight hole. So kind of a good way to do it is to if you take some sort of straight edge, and hold it along the sight, and you can see there's some play there. So make sure it's along the sight and make sure that it is parallel. It's a little bit too much. I think that's good right there. And then we'll go ahead and tighten it up the rest of the way. working through this hole on a 34 is a little bit more. We'll give it a good, tighten it real good. Double check it again, make sure it didn't move. It definitely appears to be straight. I'll look down it a little bit. Okay, then we can, after we got it tightened down, make sure it's tightened down good. After that's all tightened down, we'll take a, let me make sure. We'll take a Q-tip and clean up any Loctite that's on the slide anywhere. And we'll clean down inside where the recess is for the little bolt for the sight. Okay, we're good to go. I took off the 335 high front blade, front sight, and we've got 385 on there now. Now before you shoot these sights, or any sight that you lock tight, you should make sure that you wait for it to cure. I don't know what it says on here. I usually just leave it till the following day, because if you start, if it starts getting a lot of impact and vibration and everything of that nature, it may break that Loctite loose, and you end up losing the sight and everything else. So we'll see what happens once this is cured. I'll put it on the gun, and then I'll take it out to the range and see what happens.